There was once a young teacher. Let's call him the anonymous guy. Every morning he told himself he would drink more water. He knew it was good. He knew he should do it. But every day he forgot. By lunchtime, he'd realize he barely drank a glass. One day, something small changed. He bought a bright blue water bottle, one that stood out. He placed it on his desk, right beside his laptop, and suddenly, the bottle was the first thing he saw every morning. By Wednesday, without even thinking, he was already drinking more. By Friday, students noticed and even asked, "Why do you always bring water?" He smiled. It didn't feel like he forced anything. He simply saw the bottle, reached for it, drank, and repeated. That tiny change, the cue, changed his entire habit. My point is, if you want to change your habits, start by changing your environment, not your willpower. Because willpower fades, the environment doesn't. When your environment supports your habits, your brain works with you, not against you. And this is why simple visual cues like placing a water bottle on your desk can transform behavior without stress or force. Researchers in behavioral psychology found that all habits follow a predictable four-step loop. The first one is cue. As something triggers your brain. Craving, you desire a change in state. Response, the action you take, and the reward, you feel good reinforcing the habit. Supporting research and data shows that according to MIT researchers, habits are neurological loops that become automatic after repeated cues and rewards. Studies show that 40 to 50% of our daily actions are habits, not conscious decisions, according to the Duke University study. Linked back to the story, the water bottle became the cue, thirst became the craving, drinking was the response, and feeling refreshed became the reward. The same young teacher had another issue, the midnight snacking. Every night, he'd open the fridge even when he wasn't hungry. He tried using willpower. He tried motivational codes. Nothing works. Until one day he arranged or rearranged his kitchen. He placed fruits at eye level, hid chips inside the top cabinet, and moved chocolates far away. By simply changing what he saw first, the snacking habit weakened. It wasn't discipline, it was design. My point is to break a bad habit, make the cues invisible. Out of sight, out of mind, and out of habit. Because when the environment stops activating the cue, the craving weakens, making the bad habit easier to resist. This aligns directly with the teacher's experience. No cue is equal to no temptation. The main findings from researchers are as follows. According to Kurt Lewin's behaviors formula, a psychologist, behavior is equal to person plus environment. Brian Wansink from Cornell University found that people ate 22% less simply because snacks were placed in opaque jars instead of clear ones. Individuals eating in a clean environment consume up to 30% less junk food. In another story, arranging healthier foods at the front of a cafeteria increased by healthy choices by 11 to 25%. My simple key takeaway here is small environmental tweaks lead to big behavior changes. Now, we're going to talk about the implementation intention. There is a format here, like I will, you insert the behavior at the time, in location, the place that you will do particular habit. The teacher once wanted to meditate daily, but vague intentions like I'll meditate more never worked until he used a simple formula. I will meditate for 1 minute at 7 a.m. in the kitchen. Suddenly, the habit stuck because the plan was clear, concrete, and impossible to ignore. The point is, if you want a habit to stick, make a specific plan for when and where it will happen. Because your brain loves clarity. The more you specific, the plan, the less room for excuses. So, why implementation intentions work? According to Peter Goldwieser, his research shows that writing a clear when or where plan increases habit success by 2 to 3%. In another study found that 91% of people who use implementation intentions exercise weekly compared to only 35% who relied on motivation. Again, clarity beats motivation. The teacher built a new habit using habit stacking. After I pour my morning coffee, I will journal for 2 minutes. It follows the format. After you insert the current habit, I will you insert the new habit. Because coffee was already a strong, automatic habit, journaling piggybacked on it. Soon, it will become impossible to drink coffee without picking up his notebook. So, to build a consistent new habit, attach it to something you already do. Because when existing habits act like anchors, linking new behaviors makes them easier to remember and perform. Behavioral scientist BJ Fogg calls this anchoring, and his research found that habits grow faster when attached to a strong anchor behavior. Stack habits reduce forgetfulness by up to 80% in daily routines. Your existing habits can carry the new ones. So the teacher always wanted to be someone who reads daily, not because he forced reading, someone who forced naturally loved it. So he always asked himself, what would a reader do? Readers carry books. Readers read for even for 5 minutes. Readers are curious. So he voted for that identity every day, one page at a time. The point is to create lasting change, focused on who you want to become, not just what you want to do. Because when your action match your identity, habits stop feeling like chores. They become expressions of who you are. Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck found that identity-based belief guide long-term behavior more than goals. And James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, explained that each action is a vote toward your identity. Research shows identity-based habits results in much higher long-term consistency compared to outcome-based habits. And that leads to identity, leads to behavior, leads to results. Here is the practical application of our episode today. The first one is habit scorecard. So we have to list your daily habits, mark them good, that is plus sign, bad, minus sign, and neutral, equal sign. Like for example, we have the wake up, that is neutral. Check my phone, that is bad. Take a shower, positive. Meditation, positive. Now, it can help you see patterns like awareness. Awareness is equal to control. Now, we're gonna talk about the Japanese railway study that increases awareness by up to 85%. What is that? Pointing and calling. So, an example of this is I am opening TikTok again. The question is, do I want this? So, you became aware of it, you point, you call. So that is the second one. The third is environment design. So, simple designs must leads to strong habits like healthy snacks became visible. Junk foods, hidden. Study desk clean. Phone in another room. Workout clothes on your chair. So, here, I'm gonna end this particular episode with a final message. Habits are not built from motivation, not from discipline, not from wishing or waiting. They are built from systems, cues, and identity. Small changes in your environment and daily routines lead to small action that repeat, that become automatic, that eventually become part of who you are. The goal is not just better habits, the goal is a better identity. And that concludes our episode today. See you in our next video.